Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Sketchpad video. I'm recording my last batch for a while. I thought I had enough for at least, a few more weeks, but when it comes down to it, God, have I been a drawing monster ever since I moved back here to Pennsylvania in 2019. And I don't want to go for, like, 2019 stuff. That feels too recent to look upon. Who knows, maybe I could continue the series in the future. As long as I keep making Sketchpads, it means episodes will come eventually, right? So anyway, let's begin. This may have a date on it, but I want to explain this date. I want to explain this date. I got really drunk one day. I remember this particular. I got super fucking drunk. I kind of blacked out a bit, and I had a drunk dream that I lived a past life in the 80s. And I was actually a guy named Skylar, and I died and got reincarnated as me. And because I was still drunk when I woke up, I freaked myself out and decided to write the date that was in my head. And that date is May 22nd, 2022. I'm not sure what that signifies. Maybe that's when I thought something amazing would happen in my life, or when I would die again. I don't know. Oh no. It says 26. 1 month. Something days. Oh, so this is like... Oh, I don't fucking know, actually. What am I gonna do? Like, explain my stupid drunk babbles? Anyway, here's a fan art of a YouTuber I like to call it Animations. I think she goes by a different name now. I think she does more streams and whatnot. Pretty sure she still does art. She used to do a lot of stuff for Danger Dolan, and I thought her avatar looked the coolest, so I figured, like, hey, give her a quick sketch, why not? Here's a random fucking boring-ass protagonist. His name is Vincent Rotomi? I was gonna do a whole thing with VCRs. I had a whole idea for a horror series involving VCR tapes, which I know, the most groundbreaking original idea. No one's ever done that before. No one's done a horror story involving VCR tapes. No. This is totally not even a horror movie, literally called VHS. No, I know what you're talking about. Here is concept art for, I think these were the very first drawings of John, the manager of the Sonico, not going to be Sunoco because it's an actual company name. I was going to use this guy to sort of like regurgitate a lot of things I didn't like about work or I didn't like about retail. Now I want to use this guy as a way to regurgitate old stories from working in retail, because God, do I have some fucking stories I want to tell. Working third shift in a gas station in like kind of a populated area, you have some fucking stories, especially when that Sunoco gas station was literally right next to a bar. So I got some stories to fucking tell, dude. I don't know why I never, like, this is years ago, and nearly every week I think about this guy at least once, right? I don't know why I haven't done anything with him yet. Get off your fucking lazy bum, Zachary. Now here's the character. Of course she's drawn with pen. It looks like I did pencil first, but anyway. I was gonna try and create a cast for a hypothetical original platform fighter, kind of inspired by stuff like League of Legends, but having more cartoony designs. Of course, this ain't one of them. And this is meant to be like an evolution. I called her Emerald Fallen. Here's that character. Her name is Emerald, and her ability would have been to wield abilities that revolved around 4 elements. It would have been earth. In this case, earth would have been represented to plants, water, fire, and wind. And her platform fighter moveset would have been designed around that, and have her specials have stronger variations of those elements. I still think that's a cool idea. But anyway, here's a character. My attempt at redesigning a character I made in 2014. This, I think the character's name is Queen Elizabeth or Queen Salem, can't exactly remember. Her whole thing is that she was going to wield a bunch of swords. A bunch of blades. Not too big on this redesign. I think I could do way better. Something a lot more fun. Like I said, this was still most likely the point in time I was drawing anime. So, can't really say for sure. I was only doing very little cartoony stuff. Like this guy, for example. He was going to be a part of that platform fighter I just mentioned a few seconds ago. And he would have been inside a tank. His entire moveset would have been revolved around this machine here. He would have had like a tank explosion, machine guns that would overheat if used too much, and he just would have been a fucking monster. And I'm not sure, what did I name him? Please don't tell me I named him Sheldon. That is the most stereotypical name for an armadillo character. Sheldon, see, I'm smart. That's my reaction to that name. Don't worry, he's a hot dog. He's not a penis. He's not a male genitalia. Here's another generic anime protagonist with a list of a few, those are just lists of like hair, eyes, jacket, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what the goal was with this guy. I don't know. Zach. It's not bad to draw anime, but clearly it wasn't for you. Your designs were boring. Here's that cartoon character, Vinny Vintage or Vandalist Vandal you may have seen in earlier videos. I'm like, here's the thing, one difficult thing that's come to realize about, like, editing these videos is that they're not going to be released in order from, like, chronological, you know? This one most likely came before, like, a lot of the 2018 ones. But it's probably going to be released afterwards. I wish I could do them chronologically, but that would imply I know exactly the days. I wish I always fucking dated these. These were two designs I made. Butch Hartman, back in his earlier YouTube days, he had the idea of, like, hey, how about, like, we come together as, like, a community and make an idea for a show. These were two sketches I made for that. I reused Ancient Chain here, and I tried to emulate his style from, like, the Danny Phantom era. I don't know, whatever happened to that idea? Whatever happened to that whole thing, that community thing he was doing? I don't think it went anywhere.
Hello, children, I'm ripping off my skin. Isn't that creepy?
Here's some random-ass designs. There's Turbo, for example. There's a weird dog rat thing. I think he's meant to be a rat, because he's got the rat tail. And there's a spy whale. But the spy whale would eventually become another character I created called Drench the Whale, but I still kind of like the idea of a spy whale. I feel like his expression shouldn't be as angry. I feel like he should just look dumbfounded. Because the original idea I've had for this spy whale would have just been like, he just looks like a big dopey whale that doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't even speak, he just goes, "Arr!" And it's just like he somehow gets the job done, and everyone praises him like he's a master of his craft, when in actuality, he's just that. I like that idea, I think it's fun. I remember this one in particular. I was going to do storytime videos, and this was going to be my avatar. Thank God I didn't do storytime videos, because, yeah, that ship's up and sailed. And this was one of the designs. I think I showed this on an older Twitter page. I think I even, and this was another guy too, right? This was another guy I was going to use for that, and I said, like, which of these two looks better? And I remember I even tagged the odd ones out, but I made one fatal mistake. I posted, like, I can't remember which one it was either this one or the other one. I accidentally posted twice. And he even commented saying, they look the same. I'm like, shit! Oh, I like this piece. This piece is funny. There's a bunch of eggs beating the shit out of each other. See, it's not blood, YouTube, it's yolk. The difference. You're allowed to be as violent as you want, as long as it's not blood. If it's implied to be like blood, that's fine. If it is blood, that's not fine. See, this would be fine for Cartoon Network still, cause it's yolk. This is like an Amazing World of Gumball joke just waiting to be made. Aw, yeah. This is a piece that my friend Jesse actually requested me to make for him. Because it was for him and his girlfriend, who I think they're married now, and I think they have a kid. Good on you, Jesse. I've known Jesse since high school, and we've been good friends. I haven't talked to him in a while, though. I should reach out. He actually commissioned me to do something for him a couple years later for his Dungeons and Dragons crew. Anyway, there's this thing. I think this was another take on the Netherman, a creature I was trying to make. Not really that interesting. You gotta add a little bit of flair sometimes. Like, sometimes it's just that one little thing that you add that just makes the character pop, you know what I mean? What would it be here? I don't know. It would take some experimentation. What do you think I'm gonna do? Pull it out of my ass? This is what happens when you just pull it out of your ass. Now, this is a very uncharacteristic Alice Darkson. Look at that face. She would never make that face today. And she's with Tug, Blake, and Jack. Back when I was finally starting to draw them in a more cartoony fashion. In fact, originally, Blake wasn't going to have a face, he was just going to have a sideways mouth where, like, the flap of the boxers were. Obviously, yeah, this is not how Alice emotes at all. She's not like this character anymore. This is a completely different person, actually, when it comes down to it. Oh, damn. There's something for all the scalies. Hot damn, don't know his name, but hot damn. This looks like Mika Siren on the top left. That's her name. This was an attempt to try and go for more of like a Gendy Tartakovsky art style, which I was doing pretty alright, I think. Could definitely use some work, especially the head here. This pose, I think, is pretty cool. Don't know why I never finished that, because that's a good pose, considering the style. And, you know, considering my quality from the time. This was a step in the right direction for me, because I was starting to embrace more cartoony aspects. Speaking of Gendy Tartakovsky, there's Aku. Made artwork of Aku. This was definitely the point in time when the last season of Samurai... This was definitely the point in time when the last season of Samurai Jack was coming around. So I drew Aku as a way to celebrate. I don't know what this guy is. I think this guy was supposed to be made of stone. Because, like, I'm looking at the thing on his head. I'm thinking, like, it's supposed to be a formation. I think this guy was meant to be a sentient statue. The shield could be much bigger. In fact, I would make it comically big today. I would also change the proportions, make him more top-heavy, personally, and add a little bit more flair. Still not a bad idea. I like statue characters. They're fun. I don't know what this guy is. He kind of reminds me of like a bootleg Darkrai from Pokemon. Not sure what this guy is even supposed to be. Obviously, he's meant to be like a ghost-like entity with this energy ball in his tummy, but couldn't tell you. There is generic 2010s Cartoon Network protagonist with a melon. Oh, his name is Melonphone, I remember. I made a character named Melonphone. So this really was like 2010's Cartoon Network. We got our low random character here. Character that never got completed or named. Can't say much about some of these. There's me again trying to emulate the gorilla style. Trying to literally use like emo me from like 2011. This is kind of close to how I used to dress back then. And I think I was trying to make a new character with that look. Because I think 2011 me was peak emo. I would definitely say that. I had the skinny jeans, I had the creepy, unnecessarily creepy shirts, I had the red bangs, I had it all. I was even like a skinny little thing. I'm a chunky monkey now, but look at this thing. I don't think I was happy with him because I didn't finish drawing his legs in pen. But hey, this guy's pretty alright. I don't see anything really wrong with him. Could use, once again, a little more detail. This one's not complete either, but I kind of like the idea of like me making a demented Teletubby. For those who don't know, I make these kind of videos where I corrupt famous characters a lot. Anyway, I did it for making EXEs for other video game characters. I made IDW, Sonic IDW EXEs. I made Nickelodeon corrupted monsters. So this is kind of like a precursor to what's been coming. Also, it could also be based on Slendy Tubbies. Ooh, here's something important. This is the earliest version of Sahara, a character I actually redesigned and I designed the redesign of Sahara yesterday. I can't speak. And as you can see, yes, originally he was going to be male, and originally Sahara, I think this guy's name is Oasis, actually. This is before I changed their gender. And originally they were going to have the ability to sort of make themselves larger, and it was going to be for, I think this was for the platform fighter idea. It was going to be like a character that can change their weight and size, and thus like their skinnier, smaller version would be faster, have quicker attacks, but they'd be weaker, but their bigger version would be slower, but they would have much more powerful attacks. Which I'm surprised is not something we've seen in a platform fighter yet. I hope we can see that soon. Man, some of these are just awful. I think I was drunk with half of these. Look at this drunk SpongeBob. Well, he's not drunk. I think I was drunk when I made this, because look at this stupid idiot. Yes, I am ready. Indeed, I am real SpongeBob, not bootleg. I am prepared. There's an Easter bunny I made, I think. I think it's an Easter bunny, or maybe like a corrupted Bugs Bunny, couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure it's an Easter bunny, so this could probably give you a good time frame as to when I was drawing this. Here's some more cartoony renditions of like Tug and his friends, and me when I went by the Butler of Time. I was still trying to be a little anime-esque, but I was learning. There's a cartoonish Jack-in-the-Box monster. Not exactly what his deal is about. There's a lot of text up here, but none of it is about him. It's about like other video ideas, it seems like. I know some people are probably going to be like, look, if you write notes on your old sketchpads, aren't you afraid of, like, someone using that to get to your personal information? Don't worry, I make sure everything that's visible here is just notes for old video projects that probably never came to be. Also, here's some Samurai Jack sketch fan art. This is me when I was starting to slowly prepare to transition to a more cartoony style. So this is absolutely when Season 5 was coming out. In fact, yeah, I'm looking at these, and I'm slowly on my way to do more cartoony stuff. Here is an idea I had for, like, you know, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, how a lot of it is very limited in its appearance. A lot of characters don't move with traditional walking animations. They kind of shuffle around, with the only exception being Carl. And a lot of the animation was cheaply produced, but that's by design, of course. I think the budget for, what was it, like 100,000 around that? Which is a lot smaller than most cartoon budgets. And I was going to say, what if I could do something similar with these simplistic block characters? They didn't really have any sort of personality. Besides, like, you know, tropes. This one was a scaredy cat. This guy was just general protagonist, angry and derp. Who the hell is this thing? This is some cat? Some cat-looking thing. I have no idea. Maybe it was related to Wave, I'm not sure. I doubt it, though. But hey, let's not focus on him, let's focus on this guy, because he's dead inside. I think I was trying to make a creepy creature, and I just wasn't happy with the results. I like most of the designs I create today. I'm usually very satisfied with a lot of them. There's not that many I'm typically not satisfied with, and that's all of it, I guess. That's everything for this sketchpad that I think came in early 2017, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, there wasn't too many crazy things in here. This is the point in time when I was experimenting more with Western designs, but I wasn't ready to fully transition to more Western inspirations. And I wasn't very happy with a lot of the designs I made back then, and to be fair, I'm still kind of not now. A lot of them were just kind of missing something, but clearly I gave up too fast on a lot of designs. Didn't want to rework them, didn't want to experiment. Nowadays, my current sketchpads are more filled with complete pieces, because not only have I learned about designing characters, but also I've learned to also try and complete them instead of just giving up because I just don't like how they're currently turning out. Let that be a lesson to you. Just because you're trying to make a design and you're not happy with it as you're drawing it, don't give up. You know, try and complete the piece or experiment with it. You know, use that as an opportunity to experiment. Don't be like this version of me where I just kind of gave up too quickly. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you had a beautiful day, and I hope it gets even more beautiful. Your connection will be strange.